Oh, I gotta make you full screen again. Why do I keep doing this? What up? We're back. ReGen Invitational 2 semifinals. I'm Murda, joined by my great friend Ragnnarrok. We even have Bahamut joining us for the observing for this one. We're in lobby. Rag, what's up, my man?
How's it going, Murda? We've casted 4 games now, and we are on the semifinals. Game number 5, Blasting Burros versus Order of the Sleeping Dragon. This is a best of 3, correct?
Best of 3 for these semifinals. Hold on one sec. Starting in 1 minute. Okay, so we did a coin flip. We had OSD and Blasting Burrows show up. It was Corgi Booty and Michaelin in that coin flip lobby. The coin toss was won by Blasting Burrows. They wanted the first pick here in this draft, so the map bans went Braxis by OSD and Sky Temple by Blasting Burrows. Our first map selection here is Volskaya Foundry, as chosen by Corgi Booty and OSD. Teams are here. Teams are ready. So without further ado, this is the semifinals.
Volskaya Foundry, the map that was played in our round of 16, correct, Murda? So
Yep.
we are back at it. This is a very wave clear, rotation heavy map with zone control. So let's see what the teams pick. I wonder if they're going to let a Genji and a Chromie through. I did see the Chromie wreck house on a couple of teams earlier today, but we start with the Urel ban.
Urel banned out first. Pretty strong option, and we've seen Urel bans throughout the day. The one game we did see Urel played, I think, wasn't it the first ReGen Black game we had? They played a Urel. Other than that, she's been banned out on this stream for the entire event. OSD now on the clock with their first ban, and there's so many big heroes that could potentially be picked, and they're going to choose Jim Raynor as the first ban here.
As I mentioned before, Chromie is a menace on this map with the stacks and the zone control. Alex Straza also a very, very good ban on this map. The Dragon can single-handedly win team fights in addition to her healing. A lot of people have been taking Q build, and the buffs to Lifebinder make it completely OP, so best to get rid of her. I really like that ban.
So final ban here in this first set belongs to OSD before the first pick will be chosen by Blasting Burrows. Corgi Booty, the one with control, decides to ban out Tracer.
That feels a little targeted, and a snap Deckard Kane pick in the first spot. Wow, that is insane.
Very quick pick there.
I'm thinking that maybe in the 1-2 here, they take a Chromie Malfurion. That seems pretty strong, and the Innervate on the Chromie could be powerful. Other tanks that are still up, Murda has been seeing a lot of play today, in addition to the Blaze, who's also very good in the solo lane. So let's see what they pick.
3 seconds left on the clock for OSD. They do go with that Murda, and they do go with that Chromie. So my co-caster today on the money with these picks, Murda and Chromie for OSD.
Blaze and Genji to follow up. Again, Blaze excellent on this particular map. Genji not banned out. We've seen this a couple of times throughout the day. That Genji will be looking to go into that Chromie. So really, really great importance will be placed on good time trap placement. She needs to be between him. Let's see what ban they choose out here. I'm thinking maybe a tank like an Anubarak ban perhaps, or something with frontline that can engage on that Chromie. Let's see.
It's going to be the Hanzo, so they want to take away that recently buffed Hanzo. We saw that auto attack build played here on Volskaya Foundry earlier by ReGen Black, which performed very well. If you want to check out ReGen Black, they are over on twitch.tv/prof_bobo playing against This Is Jimmy, going on simultaneously with this match here. Final ban belongs to Blasting Burrows, and they are going to ban away Malfurion.
New followers
Excellent
detected.
ban there. A temporal loop with root follow-up can be deadly. I think that OSD here could wait on their support, knowing that Deckard has already been picked. We don't know yet if they need something like a cleanse. Rhaegar is still up and available should they want to choose him, but they still need a solo laner and another assassin. There's the Rhaegar and a Thrall.
Rhaegar, who we have not seen yet today, making an appearance here in the semis, and a Thrall. So 2 orcs picked in the 3-4 for OSD. Solid. I like having the Thrall. I think he has a decent matchup into Blaze. We'll see how that works out for OSD as we see Johanna selected, and they're going to pair their team with their final selection of Jaina to get that burst damage to help along with that Genji.
The early game kill potential on the side of Blasting Burros is absolutely terrifying. The burst damage from Jaina with the kill follow-up and confirmation from Genji will be a force to be reckoned with. We'll see here if Thrall will be run in the 4-man or in the solo lane. Phoenix is still up. We'll see if that's what the team decides to go with, or if they decide to go with something else like an Asmodan.
Final pick is going to be Leoric. So draft is done, and we're about ready to launch off into this right now.
I like the draft on both sides. They both do very different things here. The Leoric can cause a lot of trouble for that backline, but you do have the bunker to protect and sustain through this a lot. As I kind of thought, the Thrall will be in the 4-man, and Crash Lightning will hopefully get a lot of value early on in the rotations in the top and mid, in addition to the sustained team fights that you often see on this map.
I'm just trying to get all these names entered in here. I think my boy Bahamut is helping out. Yeah, I do see him entering some of these now. Thank you so much, Baha. Volskaya Foundry, a map that is dominated early. I think if you can win that first Triglav Protector, it helps you so much in taking control of the game, so to speak, because you knock out some of those structures and you take the entire force of protection away during the future capture points. Let me switch us over to the game scene and introduce the team on the left-hand side. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Order of the Sleeping Dragon. Corgi Booty on the Murda and Woven will be playing Thrall. Trinth on the Rhaegar. Enigmatic on the Chromie. And down in the solo lane is Manby on the Golden Leoric.
And on the right-hand side, in the red, we have Blasting Burros. I will pronounce it with the Spanish rolling R. We have Zhao on Deckard, Michaelin on Blaze, Tiddly He on Johanna, awesome name, Jaina being played by Pyromantic 1, and Time playing that Genji.
So here we are, round number 1 of this best of 3 set, Volskaya Foundry. And taking a peek at the level 1 talents, we do see the Sapphire from Deckard Cain, which I think is one of your favorites, Rag. What are your thoughts on Sapphire?
It absolutely is. The reason why people take Sapphire is that it offers kill confirmation in terms of slow. It does come up every 30 seconds, and it is a significant amount of slow. The one talent I want to highlight in particular, mounting sand on that Chromie at level 1. That is awesome. And you kind of see here that the additional range on that Colossal Totem for the Rhaegar is going to hopefully help that Chromie get those stacks earlier.
Chromie in a lot of trouble. Time on top. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the MVP for Blasting Burros. Time coming over from TMG, making it happen already early in this game, finding that first blood on Chromie. An early lead for Blasting Burros.
Overwatch characters, haha everyone. This is Genji. Again, that kill pressure from level 1. His base kit is strong enough. And you see here, Blasting Burros, they are invading the camp. I love this heads up play.
Yeah, taking away that turret is very key, and having item control, of course, here on Volskaya Foundry can do so much for you. But look at this, Murda saying, no, you will not walk in here. Time almost taking that Dragon's Breath from Chromie, and Trent showing up with Woven Orc Power, taking down Time and getting some vengeance for Chromie from earlier, following it up with that Feral Lunges. Trent finding the double kill on Jaina.
You know how much I love my Rhaegar. He is my spirit animal, Murda, and you know that having played with me in the past, you know how aggressive I get on him. I love seeing that play. That Feral Lunge does an insane amount of damage, and with that Colossal Totem at 1, you can just slow the team into oblivion. Excellent job by OSD. They're up a level and a half, Murda. How insane.
Yeah, and let me put these talents up on the screen for you. Of course, we see Chromie going into that Bronze Talons talent, which will definitely help get some of the work done in these pits, especially if she's missing her Qs, but already at 13 stacks, 2.5 minutes into this game. Pretty big for her. We see a risky talent taken by Thrall. It's going to be Frostwolf Pack, so he's got to hit all 6 of those in a row, unless he wants to lose his stacks on it. We'll see how that works out for Thrall. Level 4s are picked up for Blasting Burros, and it seems pretty standard so far. Swift Strike build for Genji, and we see the Frostbolt build started for Jaina.
One other thing to mention here, and this is a recent change on the Rhaegar, Stormcaller at 4 is a new talent. You can actually get a net of 40 mana every time you get value from that. So Rhaegar does have a much easier time at sustaining in lane and in team fights. So I'm checking to see he might actually talent into a full shield build here, realizing that the enemy team, while they do have some slows like the Blaze Stun, we'll see. He does have the cleanse option at 7, which is always good. But we'll see how he talents.
So OSD in position on control point A, already set up with a Chromie Hourglass on one of those entryways that's going to prevent Blasting Burros from walking safely in here. Chromie getting more Q stacks, already at 14 here. Time, the one up front on that Genji, trying to harass Corgi Booty a bit, and Tiddly He entering from the flank side. There's that Hourglass popped on Deckard Cain as Time and Tiddly He are trying to push back Chromie. Corgi sitting here steady on the point, maintaining position as Chromie is blasting away on the backline, really reducing a lot of the health pools. They might have to back out of here soon.
Great disengage here by OSD on the left-hand side. They realize that they do have a lot of poke with the Chromie. They are taking advantage of that. Rhaegar still holding on to that turret. Good for them in getting rid of that turret. They're heading back onto the point, and Murda, I think they might have this. They have 7 advantage.
They have 7 advantage as well as a biotic emitter and a turret. As you mentioned, will they want to drop those? We'll see. So far, it seems like they're content in just keeping Enigmatic back and collecting Q stacks off this easy, like fish in a barrel situation that they're presenting to them here on control point A. Corgi Booty still holding that turret, very healthy, has his Rhaegar nearby. They're working on yet another turret down to our left here, and it appears as though they're gonna let Blasting Burros get some channel time and just take this fight when they get this turret.
What an excellent play by Corgi Booty here, staying on the point and preventing the team on the right, Blasting Burros, from getting any progress at all. This was all happening while Thrall was at the top clearing a camp, so that was excellent play by them. Great poke here. Thrall continuing to stack up. What an excellent play by OSD.
There's the biotic emitter. Here comes the temporal loop. Pyromantic and Trumpel, and without an ice block, Jaina's gonna fall first in this fight. Tiddly He could be next to go, but that's Johanna. Does have Iron Skin. Will back up. Tiddly He just gets stunned out though. The Stormbolt locking him home. Corgi Booty picking that one up. A double kill for OSD as they get the first Triglav protector of the game.
The follow-up there, Murda, was unbelievable. That Frostwolf landed right on the target immediately after that Jaina had gotten blown up. Again, we mentioned this before, that temporal loop, an unstoppable force. That's probably require the bunker to be used just to deny that damage. We'll see how Blasting Burros responds.
So they already got the wall mid. They're now looking at this top wall, and this is a very healthy and still 38 seconds on this Triglav Protector. They're going to start working down this top fort as they get the well down already, which is really most of it. Deckard Cain getting rooted in there, but he's able to back up, has some potions for himself, as well as Jaina if he can throw him on target. But this fort, Reg, it looks like it's in big trouble and is definitely going to fall to the hands of OSD.
It is in big trouble. One other thing to mention here is that Blaze and Leoric have been double soaking in bot lane. Taking this top area is so important because the next shrine or the next control point will spawn top. And wow, Genji just gets deleted off the planet. Unfortunate route there.
Time not having a good time here in this match, falling twice already. And OSD having the level 10 lead, now extending it to a 2-level lead, are able to push their way onto this fortification camp, get another turret for themselves. Of course, they used the ones they had on Control Point Alpha. They're now going to rotate up to the support camp, still having that heroic talent lead and item control, name of the game here on Volskaya Foundry.
Absolutely. They should be pressuring the lanes, and they should also, like you said, Murda, be pressuring the support camps. They are still up a talent tier. Everything is up right now. Blasting Burros does need to be careful here, but again, Chromie doing an excellent job at zoning with those time traps.
We do see another fortification camp spawned in the bottom left corner on the OSD side of the map, and here comes a very aggressive rotation from Blasting Burros. They want to rip this down, knowing that OSD was not nearby, the only one here being Leoric right now, and they're going to have to give this one up. And a great heads-up decision there by Blasting Burros, but here comes a fight. There's the Water Elemental dropped first, as well as a Stay a While and Listen by Joe. He's locking in 3 members, but OSD might have an opportunity to turn this around. They're still holding on to a few abilities, and have the Ancestral, which does go out on top of Corgi Booty and that Murda, and it's going to end up just being a complete reset, with OSD taking the better half of it, only using 2 heroics to the 4 of Blasting Burros, locking in Genji now. Time's in trouble. Getting the Blizzard damage on top was Jaina, but not enough to finish off Corgi Booty. He's able to dwarf toss back to safety.
Good disengage there by OSC. They were running low on mana, and they still were able to preserve their items. You may have noticed that Blasting Burros did actually drop their turret in the bottom area near the fortification camp. So if I'm correct, and if I can do any math correctly, they will have they actually don't have any more items left on their side, and we have a pause.
So there's our first pause of the game. It is going to be Blasting Burros using it. They do have, I believe, 15 total minutes of pause time in here, so I'll start the clock around 8:18 p.m. Baja, if you can help me with the timers for that, it'd be amazing. Looks like yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, one thing to note, actually, while we're on the pause screen, Murda, if you can bring up the talents, Murden is actually 1 Stormbolt away from completing that talent, his baseline talent for Pierce. Chromie's sitting at 28 stacks at the moment, which is, I'd say, a little less than average on this kind of map, but still quite all right. I'm confident that as the game progresses, especially as the next control point spawn, she'll continue to get value, but this combination is just absolutely killer with the temporal loop and the damage follow-up. And we're back.
We are back in the game. Deckard has rejoined. And yeah, you're talking about, which talent were you talking about there? The Stormbolt?
Yeah, I was just talking about the Stormbolt. 1 more Q and the Murden will have that completed, so it's going to pierce very, very soon.
And that will definitely help with the lockdown, especially for Chromie to get some extra damage in. Leoric taking a bunch of damage there in the bottom lane. Manby able to escape with that Wraith Walk back behind his wall, uses a tap. OSD now looking at Time, gets a root and a stun on him. Time in big trouble. There is also the Sundering, but Time's able to escape with 200 health. But Corgi Booty staying in this fight. The Stay a While and Listen is there, but it's not doing enough. The Entomb locking in 2, and Chromie looking to finish off some kills. It could be Deckard Cain, who has disconnected yet again, and there's no pause, and Deckard Cain is going to fall. You hate to see it. Your first official, you hate to see it moment of this match.
That bunker was really, really good, but unfortunately it was not enough to deny that damage. That Deckard Cain did his absolute best to isolate the team with that Stay a While, but there was an excellent cleanse that came out on the Rhaegar, and Chromie just did Chromie things and blew them right up, Murda.
Yeah, Chromie is stacking at 33 right now. They are able to get this fort at mid. OSD doing a great job in the siege department, keeping their lead at 2 levels, as Blaze with a flanking jet propulsion on top of 3. Trith is there. They have to use the biotic emitter, but Rhaegar could fall at the hands of Genji and his Dragon Blade, and he does fall. But the counter kill coming out from Corgi Booty. He has a turret, has to use it, and likely will fall here without any sort of support. The Sundering was a bit late, and ends up being a 2-for-1 trade for Blasting Burros. An enormous pickup here. But up top, Leoric the whole time been gathering control point B for OSD. And will there be enough time for Blaze, Deckard Cain, Jaina, and Johanna to show up here to stop this at 84%, 85, taking quick, trying to hold him back with this Hourglass. Will it be enough? 93, 94, 95, and it's going to be stopped at 99%. Overtime situation on our hands.
OSD has to be really careful here, Murda. They have more than enough time to wait for that Murda to get back and to help engage. You actually notice Thrall made a cheeky play there. He actually took the turret camp on the side of OSD, which was an excellent call. They might actually go for the support camp too. Let's see if they make that decision.
Yeah, support camp is here. Manby looking at it. Corgi showing up as well. We'll see if they do. There's a Feral Lunge in by Rhaegar. They are looking to take this biotic emitter, and Time's going to have it scouted out for Blasting Burros. Will the engagement come? There's still this blessed shield. Will we see it? There it is on top of 3 and the point. But stolen away is that biotic emitter, and it's right in the middle of this fight. But the Blizzard's doing a lot. The Thunder is doing even more as Johanna has to jump in there. But Thrall, the first to fall in the fight as the bunker is doing its job. Manby could be next and is. Time picking up another kill. Here goes Corgi Booty with his dwarf toss away. But the big blast by Chromie, enigmatic. Temporal Lupin Blaze back to his death.
Bunker MVP there, Murda, denying all of that damage. The Deckard setup was just insane. OSD going back to the point on top and contesting it. They're at 99%. Can they do it? It's a 3v5.
They have their ancestral heal, and I don't know if Time realizes that he's going to try to put damage on Rhaegar, knowing that he can't, but the Feral Lunge and the Bronze Talon's going to rip him home, and Time out for 32 seconds as this enormous, oh my god, OSD with that Entomb, locking in 2, finding the kill on top of Deckard Cain and Pyromantic as well. That's a double kill, and OSD's about to get their second Triglav Protector of the game.
Chromie damage. That's all I have to say there. That Entomb was absolutely perfect. He was body blocking, that Leoric was body blocking the team from moving back out left, and Chromie just went to town. Excellent play by OSD, recognizing that after that Genji had died to the tower shot, actually, they could go back in and re-engage, and hopefully they go for keep, maybe more.
So keep wall down, Triglav healthy, and they're working on the first keep of the game. OSD with that level 16 talent tier advantage. Time trying to harass his backline, but the Triglav is strong. Chromie's inside, and she's the one who's really scared of Genji. So having her inside this robot right now is actually playing to their benefit. As the first keep does fall, they're able to back up to safety, it appears. Deckard Cain trying to lock in the robot, but you just can't do that one. You can't do it.
I love the disengage here from OSC. They realize that they got the value they wanted to, but they have to watch for the counter engage. Murden and his team with OSD, they're still very, very healthy, and they do have talent here. So we'll see what other value they can find on the map. They are well on their way to level 20, Murda.
Very well on their way. 2.5 levels ahead on their way, Rag. As this Triglav is going to expire in 12 seconds. They're trying to rotate it down the map. Maybe attempt to get a little bit of extra damage like a laser here. Yeah, there is the laser. So you can get a little bit of damage on that well, which is actually going to play a bit to their favor if they can get a Chromie Blast on it. And there it is, and the well is down. So just those 2 abilities were enough to take care of it. And that is a veteran play there by OSD taking that out.
Excellent play here, and now you see the camp invade. They have to be a little bit careful. Blaze is not there, so it is a 5v4 for the side of OSD. But let's watch the flank from the top.
Yeah, they're in a crazy position to flank on top of this OSD, and Chromie, the first to know the ancestral heal from Trent, keeping Enigmatic alive for now, but he's trying to escape for his life. Genji on top of the Thunder, gonna save him from now, but not enough. Genji able to finish a job, but Chromie having her way as well. Deckard Cain falls. Genji could be next. There's a temporal loop. Will it be enough to kill him? No, the Protect is there, and Chromie falls to the hands of Johanna, making a 2-for-1 in this trade for Blasting Bros as they're looking for more, and they find it. Woven's down. Pyromantic falling on the other end. It's a 3-for-2, and there's blood on both sides of this one, Rag.
This is insane. The only ones left on the side of OSC are the tank players. They do disengage, they need to regroup, but wow, that flank from that Blaze just completely pressuring that Chromie in the back line, followed up with the Swift Strike, just insane. They have to be a bit more careful there. That rotation, I think, had there been a bit better anchoring, would have been seen a bit earlier, but overall, you know, it could have been worse. They're almost level 19. OSC should be playing for 20 here.
They are just about 1 level away. We see Chromie already picking up her level 20, and she decided to go with Andoral Anomaly. So she'll get some extra time traps, which is so key on Volskaya Foundry, cutting off some of those entryways, and especially the next one, Control Point C, which is you drop them all over the conveyor belt, and you can do a lot of havoc in there. But the big story, OSD with this lead right now, they can play it patient. They can likely have level 20 and make their way down to Control Point C and really take it to Blasting Burros down there.
Absolutely, and you can see here that both teams are sharking around that camp. OSD is close to level 20 Murda, so I think they should just play it a little bit carefully. They are posturing some time traps there, which will offer some vision. It looks like Blasting Burros are just trying to get back into the game with Soap, but they have to be careful. There is a flank there.
There is, and Enigmatic continuing to stack up his Qs. He's got that level 1 talent really ticking in. 6, make it 9 with his last 3 blasts. He's really starting to rip them now. And they need to be careful because if she starts getting in that like 90, 100 or plus range, she's going to start one-shotting heroes with her temporal loop. Look at that, 15 extra stacks off her last 5 Qs, and right back in the heat of it is blasting Burros. Now they're going to be facing level 20s in their face, and this is risky, Rag. On top of the support camp, here comes OSD.
This is insane. If the Leoric was here, that's where a Buried Alive would go in. I think they're going to make the play, Murda. Let's see what they do.
Well, they lose the biotic emitter, but they're taking the fight. And there's the Buried Alive on top of 3. Chromie in full blast range. Will she finish off time? Time does fall. Genji's down. But look at that. Stay a while and listen. Doing a lot of damage. And Central came out. They used the biotic emitter blasting Burros. But Zhao just got temporal looped and blasted back to base. And that's a double kill for OSD. Make it 3 as Johanna falls as well. OSD marching top lane with all 5 heroes still on the field. And game number 1 likely about to be handed over to OSD.
Let's see if they can defend. Right now, they do have a damage dealers in the Jaina and in the Blaze. The bunker is down, though. If these two people go down, Murda, I think it's going to be game over. It might not be enough.
Water Elemental is throwing Rhaegar back. Trent falling pretty low. He's going to lunge at the core. They have their level 20s. Does he still have his shield? Oh, he went rewind, actually. So Trent, he's going to fall here. He does fall. 40% on core. They're sticking with it. They get a double kill as Thrall falls as well. Is this defense here? 20%. It's just Chromie and Leoric and Muradin. They have 9% to go. 6%, 3%. Game number 1 is handed over to OSD.
OSD did an excellent job at recognizing and taking advantage of their level 20s there. I do think if Blasting Burros had just been a little bit more patient and realized that giving up that heal camp would have kept them in the game, I think they would have had a chance. I don't think it was GG before that point, but the moment that Leora came in flanked, got a 2-man silence and tomb at 20, and then I don't remember, but it looked like someone hopped into it. I think it may have been the Genji.
Maybe.
It was just, it was over at that point. That was an excellent play, an excellent flank. Well done by OSD.
So OSD, game number 1, very well played. They had the lead throughout. As we mentioned, Volskaya Foundry has a tendency to favor the team who leads early, gets that first Triglot Protector. They were able to keep control of the map and didn't let Blasting Burros catch up. Very well played, especially with time in their face on that Genji. They were able to kill him 5 times, so great job locking him down.
If we look for a moment at the stats, 58k damage from that Chromie and 6 kills. Also, Muradin pretty high up there too, taking a pretty aggressive build into their team and just did an excellent job at controlling the backline dive. So super kudos to Corgi Booty there. The rewind getting excellent value and just completely knocking the other team pretty much out of existence in those team fights.
So we're going to take a short 3-minute break, get the next map set up. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back. Thank you for tuning into the ReGen Invitational. Hang with us. We'll be right back. All right, ladies and gents, I keep doing this. Full screen, you rag. Welcome back.
One day.
One day I'll get it. I'll get it by the finals. Welcome back to the ReGen Invitational. We are in the semifinals with OSD taking game number 1 on Volskaya Foundry. We are here in the lobby for game number 2 on Tomb of the Spider Queen. I do want to say you guys are welcome to enter a giveaway that I am hosting here on my stream. I have like 18 of these to give away. I'll probably only give away 15, keep a couple for myself, and maybe I'll hand them out at BlizzCon. But we have a giveaway to do. I'm going to pick like 5 people right now to win these. So if you want to enter to win a ReGen sticker that actually is green, but it's like the normal ReGen colors, but my green screen is making it look all funky. But it's a ReGen sticker. So if you want a sticker, enter the giveaway. I'm opening it right now. Exclamation point ReGen to enter. Teams are here though. Make sure I have the captains set correctly, Corgi Booty and Michaelin. Teams are telling me they're ready, I think. So yeah. Oh, people are entering the giveaway. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see it. All right, teams are ready. Rag, let's do it. Game number 2, Tomb of the Spider Queen with OSD leading 1-0.
They played an excellent blow-up comp in the last game, Murda. We'll see if that Respect Chrome band comes out, because she did a lot of work in that last one.
A ton of work. And Tomb of the Spider Queen, in my opinion, not as good a map for Chromie. I mean, you can still find value here. I'm more concerned to see if OSD wants to take away that Genji from Time, because you saw how deadly it could be when played correctly. They were able to corral him in a bit, but you can really tell that Time is leading this squad of Blasting Burros here in the semis.
Absolutely, and even though they didn't have any direct counters to that, they still made it work. Murda was just saving the stun, and the CC follow-up was there, and in some cases they just blew him up. So we start with a Blaze Ban on the right, followed by a Tracer, and oh, there's that Murda. Wow.
As I'm trying to quickly fill out my notebook here, Tracer Ban and Blaze and Murda as well. There's the Genji ban I was hoping to see for OSD. They do lock him out of this one.
So these definitely feel like respect bans, and we get the GOAT. Urel picked first pick for the side of Blasting Burros.
Right,
Let's see what OSD follows up with.
You got to give me a GOAT fact.
Oh, I don't know any, man. I'm so sorry. You can't put me on the spot like that. That's not fair. Good lord.
All right, Urel is for Blasting Burros, and here we see Johanna is going to get paired up with ... Deckard Cain for OSD. So they're taking away Deckard Cain from Blasting Burros, who prioritized him in game number 1.
You know what, Murda? I take that back. Goats were one of the first animals to be tamed by humans and were being herded 9,000 years ago. Thanks, Baha.
Thank you, Bahamut. You're the man. Production coming through with some amazing goat facts for you. As we see the number 2 and 3 picks come in, it's Hanzo and Malfurion for the Blasting Burros.
I love the comp on Blasting Burros so far. Hanzo, powerful on most maps, I would argue. We'll see what kind of build they take. Wave clear tends to be pretty important on this particular map, so I like W build here. Q at 4 is generally taken as well. Johanna, Deckard, incredibly, incredibly powerful heroes in the meta for sure right now in HGC and elsewhere. We get the Jaina ban. I think that's actually quite nice. It prevents burst on the side of Blasting Burros.
Jaina and Leoric, as Leoric was a monster in game number 1 that buried alive at level 20, securing one of those key fights towards the end of the game. And I think Blasting Burros are saying, we do not want to see Manby and his Leo ever again. That was spooky, and I want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, a lot of respect coming over from the side of Blasting Burros. Let's see what they follow up here. Sonya in the solo lane, and do they pick their support here? Okay, they take the Greymane. Excellent camp-taking abilities on the side of OSD. Depending on what tank Blasting Burros takes, that Greymane could either go for the throat, which would be excellent into that Hanzo, and burst in general, or they could go Curse Bullet. Let's see what they follow up with.
So picks 4 and 5 for Blasting Burros. As I'm starting to close up this giveaway, Diablo and Phoenix are selected by the Blasting Burros.
All right, so what is the follow-up here? I feel like a little bit more wave clear might be nice. Maybe something like a Gul'dan. Phoenix was already taken. Let's see what OSD picks for their last pick. Okay, a Lunara.
So first winner is Silent Shu from OSD, who's not playing here. Congratulations on winning the first of many of these sticker giveaways.
Wow, rigged baby rage.
Rigged baby rage indeed. Let me. Oh, look at you, God. Baja already getting most of these entered in. Clutch. Thank you so much, my man. Let me go ahead and pick our next winner, and it looks like it's going to be. Wait, allow entries. Pick winner. Did that work? How do I? Did I pick winners? How many did I pick? Oh, we got some more winners. Swing Time is one, as well as Voodoo. So 2 more winners. Make sure you message me on Discord if you are one of the winners. And we'll give some more away in a minute. But for now, we're going to take a look at this matchup for you. Game number 2, Tomb of the Spider Queen. And on the left-hand side, we have OSD. It is Woven on the Greymane, Enigmatic on the Lunara, Corgi Booty is going to be playing the Johanna, Trinth on Deckard Cain, and Manby on the Sonya.
On the right, at the moment, behind 0-1, but you know, I'm confident they can come back. We have Blasting Burros. Time is on the Phoenix this time. Malfurion being played by Zhao, Yrel, McKaylin, Diablo being played by Tiddly He, and Pyromantic 1 is on the Hanzo.
We do see Hanzo looking at his simple geometry build. And like once again, we see Sapphire from Deckard Cain. Sonya looking at block here, which, you know, going to be playing against that Yrel. Probably a smart pick as Diablo under pressure, and Tiddly He, the first to fall, only 30 seconds into game number 2.
That is the power of Deckard. That zone control is so insane, Murda. I think he got 3, if not 4 people in that route. That Deckard is going to be a force to be reckoned with. The moment that Diablo and that Yrel step forward, they better watch out because they're going to get a Scroll of Sealing and a Sapphire to the face.
I apologize. I forgot to switch to the game scene there. Murda issues. You know, it happens when you don't cast much and then you host a really big event right before the season starts and you're in the thick of things. Nonetheless, you should be looking good. You can see all the heroes up there too. Looks solid. Blasting Burros are behind right now. You of course got to see that kill there that OSD picked up, and without the pressure that be able to put the pressure on Deckard Cain, it's gonna be really tough sometimes to get past this Johanna, past the poison damage that Lunara is putting out, especially up against Phoenix, where I think Lunara really can shine.
And take a look at this too, Murda. The Greymane on this camp. That is the power of drafting a Greymane and a Sonya on the same comp. You can apply so much Merc pressure, whereas the side of Blasting Burros, they have to send a lot more just to make that happen.
So yeah, nice pushing down mid. OSD with the gem count advantage as well, and they're going to use these Knights to siege forward, locking in the Phoenix right now. They have any sort of follow-up. A little bit of poison on him, but he's alive for now, backing up behind as well. The Knights are here, clashing up against it, trying to get this extra siege damage, extra burst of XP is OSD as Woven down in the bottom lane, looking at another camp for OSD. That's the siege camp, the neutral camp down there at the bottom. Manby keeping him protected from Yrel. The Knights are destroyed mid, but they get a little bit of damage. They took out one of those towers, and that little burst of XP is going to help them.
Absolutely. Already half a level lead. The gem counts is the same though, which is excellent. But again, that Greymane just being an absolute nuisance to the side of Blasting Burros. They need to start trying to match that siege and make sure that they don't fall behind in gems.
So there's just barely, I think, 4 missing from OSD before they have enough for this turn-in. They're sitting around mid trying to find a few there. Corgi Booty up front. Grabbing a hold of another 3. Enigmatic's holding on to 10. He's got to find his way up there. Of course, his Wisp is keeping it clear. Woven jumping forward as Yrel was diving in. Manby and Woven trying to take out time on that Phoenix, and so far not working out. McKaylin is there in protection on that Yrel, and Phoenix is able to recharge some shielding.
Excellent disengage there. The towers were beginning to hit Manby, but he was able to back off and survive that engage. What's really interesting though
New
is those
follower
two bottom
detected.
towers are really weak as a result of that push. So OSD again, excellent macro play and Siege so far in their favor this game, Murda.
So shout out to Kriv in chat, finally hitting the follow button on my stream, and I've known this guy for so long. You love to see it. Thanks for joining in, Kriv. I know I spoke to you earlier. Glad you could make it. Pyromantic in big trouble.
Oh wow, let me go down there. Okay, great. So 3 versus 3. Actually, no. Now it's a 4v4 for that bottom turn-in area. I like the fact that both teams did disengage. Blasting Burrows does need to realize that OSD is about to hit level 7, so they do need to be careful. And with someone like a Deckard and a Greymane, they do have a lot of poke potential.
Yeah, neither team able to turn in yet, but with time barely warping out with the skin of his robot toes, the only thing saving him there. Blue web weavers are finally spawned, and about time to see some action here break loose for OSD and their web weavers.
This is insane too, Murda. We have a Hanzo completing his simple geometry quest at 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Completely done. That's going to get insane value this early on in the game. But we're seeing here OSD posturing mid lane currently. Again, on this particular map, the top lane is the highest priority because it is the boss lane. So I expect OSD here to push this in and then rotate top.
So they are sitting here at mid, taking down this well, and they're going to start working on this Fort Lugnara. So great in the siege, especially with that Nature's Calling at level 4. You can see it ripping through this fort. The Web Blast is going to help secure it, and the first fort of the game has been destroyed in favor of OSD. They're going to make a rotation. Sonya heavily in favor down here on Michael, and he's holding 26 gems. Does this rotation come out? Will they be able to lock in Michael? And there is a blind on him, but he is able to back up. Yrel safe for now, but the fort is not, and 2 forts down for OSD here. Well done with their web weavers.
That is excellent value, Murda. And what you see here, OSD is up 1.5 levels. They should be playing for 10 here. That first web weaver push got a lot of value. 2 wells down out of the 3 for the forts. Let's see if Blasting Burrows takes an engage here.
They should definitely be looking for it. They are behind that level 1.5. OSD getting close to their heroic talents, and the worst time to try to take a fight is after, as Michael trying to turn in 28 gets interrupted there by the Johanna, and they're able to keep this cleared up. And I don't know if the Wisp is available from Lugnara, but it's been doing a great job so far of keeping eyes on these egg spawns here. So we'll see. And yeah, there is the Wisp again getting destroyed. So they gotta make sure that they can get their level 10s and protect at the same time, and it's going to be a little risky as this is the last chance for Blasting Burrows before level 10, as OSD now gets them looking to push forward. They have that Blessed Shield, and it's locking in Yrel. 30 gems on the floor, and that is going to be terrible for Blasting Burrows losing those, as Yrel being down is going to give OSD opportunity to work on their second turn-in of the game.
That engage was a little greedy, Murda. I think knowing that the side of Blasting Burrows, that they were trying to hold on to those gems, I think they needed to just back off there and play safe. I understand that OSD is approaching their turn-in, but it wasn't losing that lead. But there is another engage happening in the top. Woven is getting caught out. Let's see if they can follow up. That Yrel just enough. Wow.
Stay a while and listen to this lullaby from Deckard. Kane Trent saving the day. Woven was so close to falling, and with Hanzo, the one chasing it, likely would have been a kill, but Greymane surviving for now, getting some potions and back up to health as they look onto Michaelin. Yet again, he's in a weird spot. There's a Blessed Shield locking him in, and the damage comes forth as OSD picks up their 3rd kill of the game.
That is the blow up we were talking about, Murda. The Greymane, although he didn't use it in that particular fight, did go for the throat. That, with the mix of the leaping strike from Lugnara, will continue to secure kill after kill in this game. So let's see how OSD plays it. They do have turn-in right now. Let's see if they use that to their advantage. They are 5v4 on this map at the moment.
There's still that siege cam pushing bottom lane as they're looking for a fight here. There's the lightning breath from Diablo, but he's in a terrible spot for himself. He's taking a lot of damage from Lunara, and those leaping strikes are dropping another 34 gems on the ground. Time could be next. The shielding's down. There goes Greymane and finishes him off. He's looking for Hanzo next, 21 gems, and they're down as well. The tranquility on Joe, the only thing keeping him alive. He's backing up, but so many gems were just lost, Ragnnarrok.
It's not just the gems, Murda. That reset the souls on Diablo as well. And what OSD just did, what excellent control. A lot of the immediate reaction for a lot of players in this game when they see a Lightning Breath Diablo is to disengage. But he's an immobile target. If you just sit there and do damage, you're going to kill him eventually, especially with this kind of burst. OSD did recognize that, and they punished him for it. Getting the kill, getting the reset, and getting another turn in.
Back-to-back turn-ins is something you never want to play against here on Tomb of the Spider Queen, and that is just what Blasting Burros are about to have to do as Knights are pushing down mid along with the Web Weaver. OSD looking at this top fort, it appears, and they're kind of floating between mid and top, actually. They haven't made their decision on where they want to go. Ping's coming out. The Dragon Arrow whiffing. A great dodge there by OSD, and they see all 5 members here of Blasting Burros are going to give that up and start rotating with these Knights at mid and potentially start working on their first keep wall of the game. The first tower down, Corgi Booty leading the way on his Johanna.
That's level 13 now, Murda. I think that if this is played right, OSD can get the keep here. Maybe even go for game. We'll see what happens.
Knights still strong. They're hanging out in that spell armor. Here comes the wrath from Sonya. Mambi looking to rip through this keep. Already at half health. Remember, Lunara also has that talent at level 4. Nature's Calling, which is ripping through it as well. Stay a while and listen. Keeping him safe for now. Purification Salvo was not enough from time. Tiddly he looking to charge on Johanna, but the Iron Skin was active and survives for now. All the members of OSD are backing up. Bottom side, that keep is under trouble from that Web Weaver. It's still there. They got through the wall. It's already working on the well, and with one keep down and having to respond to bottom, OSD is able to march up here to the top, take out yet another fort, and dare I suggest they look at this boss rack?
I think, that's not a bad idea. They have a Sonya, Greymane, Lunara, Burn, and they're a talent tier up. They do have some of their ultimates down, but I think they're just going to play it safe and play towards 16. They could engage here, but Johanna did have to back for mana, so it looks like Greymane is going to do Greymane things, hop onto that bot camp, and they're going to keep applying pressure. That bottom Web Weaver got that entire keep wall with that last push, so OSD playing out of their minds in terms of macro, getting that constant pressure in the mid lane with those catapults going forward. We'll see. I don't know if Blasting Burros can catch up. They do need a pick. They need something, Murda.
OSD, baby. So far, so good for the runners-up of last season's ReGen Invitational, trying to get themselves back to the grand finals once again here in the ReGen Invitational 2. They steal away a bruiser camp, and they are less than a half level away from having their level 16 talents, all 5 members here in the bottom lane, pushing forward with the siege camp.
This is awesome play. The teams are going to hit the next talent tier at around the same time. OSD is recognizing that. Stukov. Deckard also took the Potion of Revival at 13, which does provide AoE healing and helps sustain through these fights. Let's see, but it looks like Diablo's engaging. There's a follow-up Dragon Arrow, a Purification Salvo that's hitting 4 people. An excellent stay while once again, the Sona going into the back line, absolutely destroying everything. Diablo about to go down. That's Phoenix. That's Urel. The ultimate has already been popped. This could be game, Murda.
With a keep already down at mid, OSD can walk past this one, but the death timers are still pretty short, Rag. They have a 3-level lead, that full talent advantage, but do they want to stay here? Looks like they are. Enigmatic has that Nature's Calling, and we of course have the Wrath still active from Sonya, and they're trying to work on this core. Here it goes, 60%, 50%, 40%, and it's going down quick, 20%, the poison's enough, and game number 2, the series handed over to OSD.
The damage on the side of OSD from the beginning to the end of that game was out of control. That Lunara, 27k damage, 9-0 in kills. Just absolutely insane. The macro game played to perfection by OSD, keeping pressure in all lanes at all times. denying and punishing those over-aggressive rotations into talent tiers made by Blasting Burros. They played a really good job, but I think they needed to try to respect the positioning and the just blow-up potential. Trent playing out of their mind on that Decker, just understanding. So if we take a look at actually the healing numbers, 45k healing on that Deckard versus the 16k healing on that Malfurion. Just out of control on the side of OSD Murda.
So peeking over at the other matchup too, ReGen Black, and this is Jimmy still playing. They're on Volskaya Foundry, and this is Jimmy picked up game number 1, but looks like ReGen Black coming back here in game number 2. If you want to check that out, head on over to twitch.tv/prof_Bobo to find the action there. See if ReGen Black can bring it to 3 games. But before we leave here, let's take a look at these talents and anything that stands out to you. I know our Hanzo went with his simple geometry build. Any other talents that you like here?
I think the builds overall for actually all of the players are pretty standard. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. I think the MVP, and I am a support main, but so maybe I'm a little biased, but the Deckard play on that last game and the potion placement was out of this world. The reason I think in large part that OSD had no deaths were this Deckard player understood exactly when to use Stay a While offensively and when to use it to disengage fights. And in some cases for those team fights, it was used to zone off enough of the team to allow for that blow up and that collapse. So excellent job there. I think Stay a While was definitely the pick, especially on a map that has relatively large open corridors like this. But again, I think that Blasting Burros did play a great job. I think they had a great comp, but OSD just didn't let up. Their macro pressure was insane. And, that camp pressure too was too much to handle.
So OSD moving on to the grand finals, 2 seasons in a row here in the ReGen Invitational. You guys saw it up on stream, and let me switch over to the webcam scene really quick once again. But if you tell me you have a t-shirt for sale like OSD did, you better believe your boy Murda is gonna get one. So showing it on stream, go reach out to Vikale. Maybe you can still get your hands on one. But congratulations once again, OSD moving on to the grand finals. Stay in your seats. I'm going to go and host Professor Bobo so you can catch the end of the other semifinal. If you want to head over there quickly, it's twitch.tv/prof_Bobo. I'm Murda, that's Rag. You're going to catch the grand finals right here on twitch.tv/MurdaRG. Make sure you are back in your seats at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. Pacific for the grand finals. And congratulations once again, OSD moving forward.
We'll see you guys soon. Thanks.